with two-wheel drive, but we had a mini rod and a 5,000-pound modified.
What do you think of this class?
Oh, it's a real tough class. It's not easy to win here.
All righty, good luck in the standing.
All right. Oh, hey, thank you.
John Potts out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, the Budweiser Excalibur King.
The next to the last puller will be Charles Nicholson out of Culpeper, Virginia. The track has dried considerably at this point, but it's still slick enough at the starting line to make getting a good hole shot a tricky problem. The pressure is on Nicholson as we're beginning to wonder if anyone can catch Engler and the Boot Hill Express. .3 feet for Charles Nicholson.
Engler is in the lead here this afternoon, but we've got one truck left to pull. Let's go to the action right now.
The last puller may be the best bet of the day. Mark Hare made a name for himself last season with Spike. He's back with a new sponsor, a new 88 Chevy S10 and a new Aries engine. This Jack Daniels is 150 proof. Let's see if he can do it to Tim Engler. Mark Hare cannot do it, and Engler takes the win.
This afternoon in the two-wheel drive class, Tim Engler had a run of 280 plus, and boy, it looked awfully good. There were 27 in the class, and Tim, I got to ask you, did you feel that that would be beat today?
I really did. I thought the track had come around and get a little better, and I thought I kind of messed up on the starting line, but I guess I was pretty fortunate. We made a good guess on the weight, and it was our day. I'd really like to thank all my crew. I've got some real good help, Brett and Tina Berg and Mike and Scott Johnson. A lot of my friends, Rob Russell, Esden Lane, they've all been super to help us out here lately. I really like to thank all them.
Well, Tim Engler doing double duty here today with his modified tractor and his two-wheel drive truck that he built for LD Nation. LD not here, so a little substitute driving, and he won it. Tim Engler out of Princeton, Indiana. That's going to do it here from the Budweiser Grand Nationals of the New York State Fair in Syracuse, New York. For Challenge of Power, I'm Dave Grimm. See you next time.
Don't miss the explosive action when Hart Productions presents another half hour of galvanizing force as the convoy of trucks and tractors appears on the next Challenge of Power.
Gate Tour has gone around the country. They're running all types of different tracks. We've explained about the crisscross tracks or the figure-8 tracks, the U-shaped tracks, the straight track. This is a straight track, but it's a long and a fast one, and they want to really get out and leg these big motors on here tonight.
And a couple of guys you got to keep your eye on a fast track like this is the Rod Litzau machine, the Chevrolet USA 1, and who can forget the Ford Bigfoot and Rich Hoosier.
You know, these two fellas always seem to come to the top of the field, but on this particular year of competition, there's a lot of guys that are hungry, and they're going after them, and tonight is when they're really going to try to flex their muscle. For example, Scott Stevens out of Texas, Paul Huffaker just showing off out of Texas, the Mopar Magics here, Carolina Crusher. These guys want to win, and they're going to try to get it tonight, Richard.
Well, the sun is going to be setting soon. The fans are starting to come into the stands, and we'll be back with all the madness of monster trucks in just a moment from Nashville, Tennessee. Race, you see a parade of local area show trucks in the opening ceremonies going on this evening, and we're going to take a look at first round competition. Rod Litzau in the USA 1 Chevrolet fastest qualifier. He gets a bye run. Then it's going to be Badlands, Texas own Scott Stevens King Crunch against Gary Wiggins and Mopar Magic, your current national points leader. Rich Hoosier and Bigfoot Ford takes on Alien and Kevin Dabney, Alien being a Nissan on the circuit. Then we've got Pablo Huffaker, Paul Huffaker, and just showing off against Jesse Berge and playing for keeps. Then Chevrolet and Kentucky's own Mike Witt and Stomper 1 against Tennessee's John Moore, no problem. Then it's the Carolina Crusher machine of Gary Porter taking on a fan favorite, Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger. Track tonight, it is straight and it is fast. Army Armstrong is trackside to explain it to you right now.
The Power Tracks program is going to take you on what we believe is going to be the most competitive track of the year. We run the figure 8 tracks, we run the U-shaped tracks. Now we're going back to what these fellas call the drag strips. If you will, this drag strip has 2 jumps they have to go over. A 6-car jump right off the starting line and an 8 to 10-car jump on the finish line end of the track. We're looking for speeds in excess of 70 miles an hour this evening. A tight battle for the national points lead. Rich Hoosier sets out there on top, but the USA 1 Chevrolet coming after him like a bear. And you can't mark his kid from Texas out, Paul Huffaker, with just showing off. We're 3/4 of the way through the year. These fellas are trying to get that championship wrapped up. We're going to wait and find out who will go out of here tonight the winner.
All right, and we are ready to get the competition underway. As I said, the fans in Nashville, Tennessee love their monster truck racing. We've got a capacity crowd on hand at this new Nashville Motor Raceway. And first to the line tonight, Army, is going to be Rod Litzow, USA 1. He's going to take it easy, even though he certainly has the power to break speed records here tonight.
Well, Richard, he's already made 1 super shot, that being a qualifying shot. We know that he can run quick. Right now, what he's trying to do is just save equipment so he'll be ready for the first round of eliminations. And eliminations are going to be starting as soon as he completes this by-run round.
Well, the water you saw on the track is not a result of rain, but as a result of the clay down. It kicks up a lot of dust, and they water the clay down, not only help the track conditions, but keep the dust down a little bit. Now we're ready for our first actual round of competition. It's Gary Wiggins in the Mopar Magic against Scott Stevens and King Crunch.
Wiggins out of North Carolina with a Chrysler-powered vehicle. Scott Stevens, he'll be working the inside lane out of Texas. The Coors King Crunch, good hole shot by the Chevrolet. He's already initiated the first jump. We're going to have no problem at all. Chevrolet looks to be in advance to the next round. Scott Stevens showing how quick this track's going to be this evening, Richard.
All right, so King Crunch is the winner. He advances to the quarterfinals. Once again, you saw the dust kicking up on the track. The water, now does the water bother the traction on these tires any at all, Army?
Believe it or not, the drivers say yes, they are aware of it. What happens when these vehicles land, keep them in mind, they must weigh 20,000 pounds as the next round comes up between Bigfoot and the Alien. The trucks have a tendency to skate a little bit. They say it's almost like landing on ice, Richard.
Well, this ought to be a dandy of a race here. Alien and Nissan going up against your national points leader.
The Alien truck new on the tour with us. Of course, Hoosier, he's your national points leader, goes out to a strong mid-range lead. Looks like Hoosier's going to advance, but the Alien truck runs a small block Chevrolet for horsepower, a different philosophy or theory with this truck. I believe we're going to be seeing a lot of the Alien later in the year.
Well, don't be surprised to see him later in the competition. Even though Bigfoot just won that battle, Alien ran a fast speed. He could come back as a fast loser. Paul Huffaker now just showing off, takes on Jesse Berge, playing for keeps. Jesse looks like he plays for keeps, doesn't he?
Berge, he's one of the up-and-comers on the tour. We've been going around the country. This is his first opportunity to be with us. He wants to make a good impression. He's in trouble, Richard. He's got a little bit of a problem. Huffaker going and take the win out of that right lane. Berge, something went away on the rear steer of the truck.
Bad luck right off the bat for Jesse Berge playing for keeps. He is out of it, but good news for Huffaker. He moves on to the quarterfinal round of competition. And now we're ready for, I guess this has to be the prohibitive fan favorite because he's right here from Middle Tennessee, John Moore, and he is driving the No Problem machine, and he takes on the Pride of Chevrolet. That is Stomper 1, driven by Mike Witt. Mike from Kentucky, John from Tennessee. They're a big football rivalry between the two states. I guess it's going to carry over to the monster trucks also.
Well, it'll also carry over in the manufacturer rivalry. Witt will be driving a Chevrolet, Moore in a Ford. Left lane, a good lead. Now, keep an eye on the Stomper. He has a tendency to really go on the big end of the track. Now, he's putting the horsepower down, Richard, and comes back on that Ford.
And Mike Witt is the winner in the Chevrolet after a slow start.
Well, Richard, the slow start as a result of the type of transmission you run is actually a slipper-type clutch, very similar to what the funny cars use in the sport of drag racing.
All right, now that'll bring up our